Good morning, everyone. I think we have already completed value of supply, which was explained under Section 15 of CGST Act. As you all know, today onwards, our journey will start for ITC. Basically, ITC you have already learned earlier also when we were computing the tax liability and if the supplier has any input tax credit, whenever there is a output tax liability against that input tax credit to be adjusted or to be set off, and remaining they were liable to pay to the government. Accordingly, they used to pay to the government. But there are certain conditions related to ITC who will allow, how, till what extent you can claim, etc., etc. These all has been explained under Section 16 to Section 22 of CGST Act. So today onwards, it will be a journey of learning those sections. Once again, I am making it very clear. These sections are more of theoretical based because practical aspect you have already learned about ITC. And once again, one more thing, CGST to be adjusted first with CGST and then subsequently it can be adjusted with IGST. IGST could be applicable for IGST first and then it can be applicable for CGST. And likewise, those provisions which we have already learned earlier will be repetition over here. But ITC entire provisions, about ITC will be there in subsequent sessions. So you have to be quick. Again, I have explained entire thing in tabular form. There is a table for every section. So as early as you will finish those tables, that much faster your syllabus of ITC will be over. So without wasting much of your time, let's start journey of ITC. So after section 15, we need to learn section 16, which talks about eligibility and condition for taking input tax credit. Okay, there are four subsections of section 16. Subsection 1, which talks about registration under GST. Subsection 2, which talks about condition for ITC. Subsection 3, which talks about if the depreciation claim on the component ITC not allowed. Okay, if you have charge depreciation and it is the goods which are capital goods which are covered under Income Tax Act 1961, then ITC will not be allowed. That is there under section 16, subsection 3. And subsection 4, which talks about time limit for availing ITC. Till what extent you can get the ITC claim. Along with section 16, as I told you many a times, it is rule which assists the GST Act. So rule 36, 37 is assisting section 16, where rule 36 talks about document required and condition for the claiming ITC. These document details are not there in Act. They have explained under rule 36 of CGST Act. Invoice under section 31 subsection 3, debit notes under section 34, bill of entry uh, uh, and credit note under rule 54. So these are the documents which are required to claim your ITC, and reversal of ITC in case of non-payment of consideration. If there is no payment of consideration, then there will be all, suppose you claim the ITC but you have not paid, then again whatever the ITC has been availed by you, it will be reversed to the supplier by default. So this is two rules, and four subsection of section 16 are very important. Then again we will be going to learn 17, similarly 18, likewise. So these three are big sections and subsections. So kindly take down. First, let me explain as I told you section 16 has been subclassified into four subsections. First one is talking about registration. So the act is very clear. Every registered person whosoever has registered themselves under section 49 shall entitled to take ITC. If they are registered, they will get the ITC benefit. They will get the input tax credit benefit. Okay. Charge on inward supply, of course, for their goods or services, or both, if they are dealing with to him, uh, which are used or indeed to be used, said amount shall be credited to electronic credit ledger by such person under section 49. So these three type of ledger we are having. One is liability ledger, other is credit ledger, and third is cash ledger. So that is explained under section 49. But you should know there are three ledgers which are very, very vital and very important for all of us to avail the benefit, and an entire GST filing returns are based on three ledgers. Your liability ledger, which described output tax liability, your credit ledger, which talks about input tax credit availed or available to you, and cash ledger, which is going to adjusted amount to be paid to the government by any ways or means. Either you can make the online payment or through your debit card or your credit card, so on and so forth. But there is a cash challan maximum to the extent of 10,000 is allowed. So I hope section 16 subsection 1 is clear to you all. Then we have section 16 subsection 2. So let me first explain entire subsection, and then subsequently you can write down this entire subsection in your notebook as you have maintained for your reference. So subsection 2 talks about conditions. So the condition is again goes to clause A. So section 16 subsection 2 clause A talks about, so there are four clauses. Okay. So clause A, clause B, clause C, and clause D. So clause A of section 16 subsection 2, which talks about condition regarding ITC, uh, is he is in possession of tax invoice or debit note by the supplier or bill of entry. If so, then only he will be liable, or he will be eligible to get, or his agent or his, during the movement of goods, either of those documents of title should be there. Then only they will be, those taxable person will be eligible to get ITC benefit. He has received the goods or services both. So ITC only just claiming or making an order is not going to execute. You have to get those goods in your possession, and then only subsequently you can talk about claiming those ITC. Then section 16 subsection 2 subsection clause C is talking about, subject to the provision of section 41, the tax will be charged in respect of such supply has been actually paid to the government either by cash through utilization of ITC admissible in respect of said supply. Of course, uh, only there is a output tax liability. In subsequent sections also it will be given. ITC is beneficial only when there is a output tax liability. Suppose if there is no output tax liability, you cannot claim ITC. So that is what is explained under section 41 of CGST Act. And then if he is furnishing the return as provided under section 39 of CGST Act, against the invoice are received or installation of registered person shall be entitled to take the credit upon receipt of the last lot of installment. So suppose there is an installment goods and you are you are claiming your ITC. So the condition of getting the ITC, when the last lot of goods has been supplied to you, then those ITC will be there in your hand, and those ITC you can avail for making the output tax liable. So this was section 16 subsection 1, section 16 subsection 2, all the subclause which talks about conditions. Section 16 subsection 3 talks about if there is a depreciation claim on tax, okay, then you cannot claim such ITC. So where the registered person has claimed the depreciation on the tax component of the cost of capital goods as per Income Tax Act, which you have studied in section in last semester 5, the ITC shall not be allowed. So here they are stating where the ITC is allowed, who can get the ITC. Section 3 is talking about where the ITC is not allowed. Okay, so only and only if there is a capital goods on which depreciation has been charged as per the provision of Income Tax Act 1961, in such kind of goods, your such kind of capital goods ITC will not be available for those taxable persons. And when we talk about section 16 subsection 4, it talks about time limit. Till what extent you can claim your ITC. A registered person shall not be entitled to take ITC in respect of any invoice or debit note for the supply after the due date of furnishing the return under section 39. And you know, due dates most of the time is 20th of the subsequent month. So if you have not charged till then, you will, after that you will not be eligible to claim your ITC. So these are 4 subsections of section 16 which talks about eligibility and condition for taking input tax credit. How the registration and registered person claim their ITC, what are the different conditions which are given in 4 subclauses of section 16 subsection 2 of CGST Act. Then section 16 talks about when you cannot claim the ITC, and section subsection 4 talks of section 16 talks about what is the time limit for getting your ITC. And these 2 rules, where what are the documentary requirement for availing the ITC: invoice, debit note, bill of entry, and credit note. So kindly take down this. Once it is done, just let me know. Then we will start section 17. So kindly finish all this. Once you have completed till here for subsection 3 and 4, just let me know, and I will give this provision so that you can write all properly. First you write section subsection 1 and 2 and update me.